Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to The Done Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what you can expect for the month of November 2019. And if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths, and really try to center your energy and focus on piles number 1, 2, or 3. If more than one pile calls out to you, go ahead and select them both because there's a message in both of them for you. Go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamp. Now I will give you a moment to decide. Alright, group number 1, let's see what you can expect in the month of November 2019. And as always with my readings, we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot cards. Okay, so that looks a little wonky, but we're going to go ahead and roll with it. So this is going to be the overall energy of the month of November 2019 for you. And you have the Ace of Fire or the Ace of Wands, and this is all about new opportunities that really excite you and have passion behind them, and advancing in your career, whether you're self-employed or employed by somebody else, you're really moving up the ranks. Even if it's just you being recognized for the hard work you've been doing, you're going to get some sort of recognition and some sort of reward possibly for all of your hard work. You're taking action to change your life for the better. So if things had felt really stuck or at a standstill for you in work, at home, with relationships, what have you, things are really going to start picking up for you guys now. Let's go ahead and see what energy are coming in from the past, be it October, September, or even the end of the summer. And you have the Knight of Earth. So this is all about buckling down, getting things done, and making sure that you're honoring your commitments. Leading up to this point, it may have been really hard for you to make sure you were getting the work done. Maybe you were putting the effort in, but the work just felt like it was just either stagnant, or you were treading water with a project or something that just, no matter how much effort you put into it, it just felt like it was kind of at a standstill. For you to honor your commitments, it was almost just a huge chore to, if you had said yes, you would go to a movie with a friend or something. By the time that movie rolled around, you're just like, oh, I just want to stay home, something like that. But you did a good job of honoring your commitments. And then you're coming into this month. Here, this is the present energy of this month. You have the Strength card, so you may have had to go through some things here the last few months. Again, going back to that treading water, it's almost like testing your resolve just to see how committed you are to the things that you say you're passionate about. And because this card is in your present moment, you're going to have the strength to put forth that energy to make real change in your life. So if there's been things that you just felt were stuck or not the way you want them, that could even be the place you live or the job you have or the dynamics within relationships. Not the relationships themselves need to end, but maybe some dynamics just weren't the healthiest way for you guys to be in a relationship, and you're going to have the strength to carry out new and exciting opportunities in all areas of your life. And then in the future conditions, we have the Eight of Air. So it's going to be this time of feeling like you're trapped. Even though you have this life-changing Ace of Fire as your overall for the month, you're still going to have in your mind that you're still stuck. So you're going to have to really, pull up your bootstraps and let yourself know, hey, we don't have to be in this cycle of doing and redoing and redoing. You have the strength this month. So this is all about illusions. Maybe you're not feeling as confident as you wish you were in these different situations, but you're almost afraid to take that action that this Ace of Fire is saying you have the green light to take. So it's almost like this mental block that you have to overcome this month to realize, hey, I have all the tools I need. I have all the information I need to move forward in these areas of my life. I just need to take the steps. And once you start taking those steps forward, you're going to start seeing that momentum build. And that's when you're going to feel that strength and really feel that confidence that maybe just thinking about all the work that's involved in making these things happen is just making you feel like, oh, this is just too much. And it probably feels that way. Say you just ate a meal and there's a big pie in front of you. You look at that pie, and if someone had told you right then, as you're just so full, wiping your mouth with the napkin from your big meal you just had, and they said, okay, now it's time to eat this pie, you would just be like, oh my God, get away from me. I'm not doing that. But you wait a couple hours and someone cuts you a sliver of that pie and you're more than ready to eat that pie. And then a couple hours later, another sliver, so you're taking it in literally bite-sized chunks. And if you can think of your life and all the things you want to change in life as taking a series of little bite-sized chunks, when the next step, when it's ready, it's much easier to digest, no pun intended. It's much easier to not feel overwhelmed and to not feel like you don't have the tools you need. So moving forward with the best path for you to follow this month is the Six of Fire. And this is that Six of Wands. It's that victory card. There's good news on the way. And like I was saying earlier, this is a card all about public recognition or awards for your past efforts. So people are going to start recognizing, wow, he or she has really put in the effort this past couple months, and now it's time to get a reward. And I just saw for some of you that might be a YouTube channel or something on social media or something having to do with a social media angle. But then for others of you, this is like a work thing or just like a significant other really recognizing the work that you've done around the house or the work you've done in a project that you're working on, something like that, where just somebody acknowledging that, hey, here's a pat on the back, you've done a great job, is really all it's going to take for you to really feel like you can take this Ace of Fire, this Ace of Wands, and run with it and really start making those changes in your life. And then the energy that will be in your environment all this month. Oh my gosh, look at all this fire, you guys. You've got that passion, that drive, that motivation going on, and that's always awesome because the King of Fire, or that King of Wands, is all about feeling motivated and focused. It says here, focus, focus, focus. So you're going to be taking that Ace of Fire, you're going to take that torch, and you're going to be running with it. And I feel like once you can get past that mental block of feeling like you hadn't done your best or you haven't gotten anything accomplished, this is the month you're really going to start accomplishing those things. And people are going to be looking up to you as a leader because it's almost like all the words you're saying out loud to people, the things you're communicating, people are just, they're here for it. They want to hear what you have to say this month. And I think that goes back to you almost feeling like before coming into this month, you may have felt like you could talk till you were blue in the face, but just nobody's listening to you. And I think for some of you that are parents, that goes for your children. Like you feel like, I just say the same things over and over to my kids, and it's like they are not hearing me, or what I'm saying is just not registering. And that could be for others of you that have a job where you just feel like your coworkers or your boss just doesn't hear the things that you're saying or the things you think would help improve the work situation. They're just not hearing you, something like that. But this month, that's when that's going to change. People are going to start listening to you and taking your advice or your suggestions at even greater than face value. They're going to be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then they are going to be feeling motivated and ambitious because of you. So you're going to feel motivated and ambitious, and you're going to make others feel the same way. Which, if you're working on a project as a team with other people, that's a great energy to have going on because you are inspiring them and they are inspiring you, and it's just one great big ball of awesome inspiration. So then your hopes and your fears for this month, and you have the World. So this is all about completion and a job well done, and you are just feeling really on top of the world and looking forward to these new things that you're looking to implement into your life. And you're just feeling so grateful and happy and content. And for some of you too, this could be like spiritual awakening stuff. You may be getting more in touch with your spiritual side or starting a new spiritual practice of some sort. But really, you guys, this is just you just feeling on top of the world, and you're going to be really coming into your own this month and feeling like a success. Even if you're just having those small victories, you're going to be feeling really good going into December, you guys. All right, and then the Knight of Fire, you guys are going to be carrying that passionate, that drive, that torch of just kicking ass and taking names. You're going to be carrying that into December. So you're going to almost feel like there's this clock ticking, like, we got to get this done now. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I don't want you guys to feel rushed, but I think with a lot of this fire energy, sometimes there are things that you're doing that maybe you're not thinking through all the way because you just have this momentum behind you that's pushing you forward. And a lot of times you just roll with it, which is great a lot of the time. But just make sure that you're not doing things just to do things. Make sure you're still taking that time to give yourself some self-care, and make sure you're not just feeling bored and making decisions out of boredom. That looks like a great month already. And then we have 5 oracle cards here that we're going to just examine and see if we can get any more information for you guys this month. Okay, so we have the Yes card, and we have Message in a Bottle. We have Serena, Angel of Abundance. Let's see the best place to put these. That looks okay, I think. Good enough. We're going to go with it. Okay, so you have the Yes card. So it says your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So what I was saying about taking all these different actions in your life, if you tap into that intuition and you just feel like, yes, this is it, this is what I need to be doing, then absolutely move forward with those things. But if it's just something you're doing just to do something, or you're bored, make sure you're checking in with your inner self or that intuition to make sure that you are on the right path and doing the things that you should be doing. And then you have positive thoughts create positive results. And I think that pairs really well with this 8 of Swords or 8 of Air card, with the illusion of feeling like nothing's going forward, nothing's moving, and that afraid to take action. If you can envision the actions you want to take and the positive outcome that will come from you taking those actions, you're gonna manifest that thing. Especially here with this Angel of Abundance Serena card. It says you will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how things will happen. Have faith. So again, that goes great with that positive thoughts and positive results, because I just feel like some of you guys are working on a project that is really dear to your heart. With all this fire, there's a lot of passion with this project, and whether that is through your job or something you're doing at home or something you're doing to try to get something off the ground like a business, or you're writing a book or starting a YouTube channel, something like that, where you need these positive thoughts to help you create the positive results you're looking for. And then here we have clean up your mess. So I think a lot of you, just going back to this other energy, feeling like you need to get things done. Maybe you've let stuff around your home pile up. The clutter's just getting out of hand, and that could even be with your cluttered mind, back to that 8 of Swords energy. So whatever clutter is in your life, it's time now, and the energy's right for you to go ahead and get a handle on that and start cleaning that up. And then you have the Message in a Bottle. And for me, this is a very spiritual kind of card, but on the more mundane 3D level, you may be getting a message of good news from somebody. But I think for a lot of you, this is a spiritual thing where you're really tapping into your own intuition, or you're getting a message from a crossed over loved one or a guide, or I just see someone specifically felt kind of lost and directionless lately, and something's going to happen to really spark this passion and this creativity within them. And they're just going to take that and they're going to run with it. And that person may be you. So if you've been feeling kind of lackluster lately, this is like almost saying there's going to be this aha moment that you have in your mind that is going to make everything just come alive for you and just be the exact thing you needed to hear at the exact time to really help you manifest your dreams. So all in all, this is a great month for you guys. November is really looking beautiful. You'll have to let me know below what you thought, because this is just awesome, awesome energy. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's see what you can expect for the month of November 2019. And as always with my monthly readings, we're going to go ahead and start with the tarot cards. Okay, So the overall energy of this month, you guys got the ego card. This kind of goes a little bit with what group number 1 was dealing with. And this kind of goes with what group number 1 is dealing with. There's this false sense of feeling trapped. Like you feel like things aren't moving forward for you, but really they are. And especially I think this month, if you can keep your ego in check as much as you can, don't let those negative thoughts take you over and take control and take the driver's seat. You want to keep that ego at bay and make sure that you're not falling into those negative and fear-based thoughts, because those can really, before you know it, you can just be on this downward spiral of, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, and on and on and on, which is totally untrue. You do deserve the things that you want, and it feels to me like if you can keep this ego in check, you guys are going to be all right. So let's just see what else is coming up for you guys. And this is going to be the energy you're coming into the month of November with, from October, September, and possibly the end of summer energies all combining into one. Okay, so we have the life experience card. So it feels to me like there was a significant event that happened in your life that changed you, either for the better or worse. Maybe you had the loss of a loved one, or you broke up with somebody. Possibly you had a job change or something like that. But it feels to me like there was this aha moment or this powerful revelation that led to this change. So for a lot of you, you may just have felt really burned out at work, and just out of nowhere, you're like, you know what, I deserve better than this. And you decided, you know, it's time to move on. And that looks like a physical move of resonance for some of you as well. And again, this is past energy coming in. So whatever resonates, just think back the past couple of months. What is some pretty significant event that happened in your life? And it's bringing this up because this is relevant to what's going on in this month. I think that this life experience card is going to permeate this month a lot. There's going to be a lot of significant things going on this month that are going to be something you can look back on in a year from now and be like, oh yeah, last November, that was a time of major like transformation or something. Like you're going to feel like this is a pivotal month for you guys. I feel the word pivotal just keeps coming up. So this is going to be a pivot point for you guys. So whatever that means, we're just going to keep going through this because I'm really, really curious what that is all about. So then in the present, you have the Queen of Water, and it feels to me like this month your relationships are going to take on a new dimension or a new facet. You're going to be exploring your relationships, whether that's with a significant other, your children, your parents, your friends, whatever that means for you. You're going to be exploring new levels of this relationship, and you're going to be putting a lot of care into your relationships and feeling like that mother energy that just wants to nurture people. And I feel like a lot of people in your life are going to need that nurturing from you, because they are going to be having a lot of crazy ups and downs going on in life as well. And when you do get the Queen of Water card, that's a pretty good indication that your intuition is just going to be on point. So I think for the month of November, you guys are going to be very tuned in to the spiritual energies and just really in tune with your intuition. So for future conditions, we have the Two of Fire, or that Two of Wands. So you've really come into your own, and I think it has to go back to that life experience card. So whatever life events or significant events that have happened for you, they've really helped you, even if they were something bad or what you would deem as negative, they really helped you to realize who you are in relation to your environment or the situation itself. And you may have taken on a new partnership. So for some of you, you may have gotten into a new relationship. You may have found a new friend. Again, just kind of deepened a relationship in your life, and you're really moving forward. So this to me just feels like you're just moving forward. You're charging through and you're making changes in your life. I feel this, even though you have the ego as your overall, it's really crying out to me that what hates change the most is your ego. It's not your soul that hates change. Your soul actually craves change. It's the ego that can't stand change because it feels out of control. So because you got ego as your overall energy of this month, I'm almost feeling like there's just going to be more changes coming that your ego isn't going to like. And that's when it's going to be so important to stay in that positive mindset and stay out of those fear-based thoughts. So the best path for you to follow this month is the dreamer. And how hilarious is this? I don't know if you can tell on this, but it's the exact same guy, except the mask he's wearing in this card is gone. So the best path to follow for you guys is to remove the mask, rip off the band-aid, whatever it is in your life that you're hiding from or running away from or avoiding. This is the month you just need to take that leap of faith and face your fears, face those skeletons in the closet, and just examine what's going on in your life, because you can't move forward on your dreams. And I feel like because this is the dreamer, this is going to be a month you're wanting to really focus on your dreams, focus on your goals. But unless you face that shadow side of yourself, you're not going to get very far. So it would probably benefit you guys to do some shadow work, because I feel like this is going to be the month you want to follow your dreams, and there's going to be unexpected opportunities. And look, you guys have 3 major arcana cards here. So those are about big transformations in life, not just the little day-to-day mundane things. You guys have some major transformational energy going on, and I feel like you guys have big things on the horizon and big things that you're dealing with from your past as well. It's like past and future are going to collide into the present, and it's going to make it so that you have to face your past, face your fears. And for a lot of us, that sounds like the worst thing ever, like the last thing you would want to do. But when you can face that shadow side, you can unlock this whole other dimension of yourself, and it's such a beautiful thing. So you may want to look into, on YouTube here, shadow work or meditations having to do with your shadow side, something like that, to really help you along that way. And you can also always ask your guides and angels for help, especially if you're feeling really overwhelmed. Just say, hey, I would love to work on this shadow side, but I don't even know where to begin. And they're going to send you signs and synchronicities that are going to help you find the path that is best for you. So in your environment, you have the wheel. So you guys have yet another major arcana card here. This is all about positive change for me. I'm really getting the positive change vibes, not anything negative. I think anything that was sad and negative was from this past energy coming in. And you guys are on a major upswing on the wheel of life. You're on the upswing, and it feels to me like there's going to be some sudden event that is just going to be beautiful, because it says here, unexpected opportunities, and then a situation suddenly moves forward. So I just saw someone moving into their dream house or something like that, where you've been dreaming all these months or years about this specific house, or just moving away from the place that you're at, and you're going to be finally moving forward in life in the way you want. And fortune is on your side. So you guys are going to be very lucky this month, or you're going to feel very lucky. And when you can feel that way, you can really manifest things in your life. And that's when you can also keep that ego away. When you feel real lucky, it's like you're tapped into that flow of the universe and that abundance, and your ego, it can't play there. So you guys just keep in that really feeling lucky side, and you won't have to deal with that ego so much. Oh my gosh, another major arcana card. So you have the Chariot. So it almost feels to me like for some of you, there's going to be 2 very distinct paths you can take. And a lot of that shadow work may involve you deciding between 2 totally different paths that are going to take your life in 2 totally different directions. But just always remember, no matter what, when you're faced with a decision, you never make the wrong choice. Whatever choice it is that you make is always the right choice for you. Even if you years later find out, oh, this whole thing was just a waste of time or whatever, it wasn't a waste of time, because your soul needed to experience that to get where they are eventually going to be. So if you guys are faced with a major kind of fork in the road decision, just weigh your options, tap into that intuition, and really try to make the best choice for yourself. And try to make your choice not from your ego or those fear-based thoughts, but from that place of love. What brings you closer to your soul? Not making decisions out of fear. You may be achieving something really important this month that you've been really working hard toward, and this is a card also all about self-discipline and willpower. So you're going to be feeling that discipline and willpower to make these major transformative changes in your life that are going to carry you through the rest of this year into the next year. Because I feel like you guys, with all this major arcana energy in this month of November, this is going to carry you through at least March of next year. So things are just going to keep changing, again, for the better. But when we're in the midst of change, especially our ego, it's not fun to change. We don't want to make these changes until almost sometimes we're forced to. So again, just try to keep that ego in check as these changes are occurring in your life. And this is also a card about public recognition. So you may have a post go viral or a video or something like that, or you're just getting recognized for all the hard work that you've been putting in. And then for the outcome, we have the moon. So it's funny because the moon and Queen of Water, I almost think it was either October's reading or September's reading. One of the readings got these cards in the same reading again. So I'm almost wondering if you've checked out my past readings, if you had chose those before, because it's like this energy is just continuing on for you guys with the moon and that Queen of Water, that intuition. You guys are off the charts intuitive, and you're going to be really using that to make these changes and decisions in your life that are going to put you on the best path for your life. So you may be getting like premonitions or really important psychic insights in your dreams, or through just quick visions or snips of hearing somebody's conversation or something. You're going to be getting information, especially if you're asking your guides and angels for help. You're going to be getting that information in really unexpected and beautiful ways. And this is all about releasing that fear and illusion. So again, keeping that ego in check is really going to help you guys stay above that fear-based thinking. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the oracle cards. So we have Accept Heaven's Help. Oh my gosh. Exchanging gifts. It's a good time to give birth to new ideas. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation and have fun. So yes, my goodness, you can't make this stuff up, you guys. So what I was saying, accept heaven's help. You've prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. And then with this exchanging gifts card, to me, this again is saying you're going to be receiving gifts from spirit. Maybe not in the monetary sense, but you're going to be getting, ideas or thoughts on the best way to move forward in life. And by you getting that gift, you're going to be able to give the gift of being that person that somebody needs, or just being there for someone else in a way. And it doesn't have to be monetary or a material thing. It can be, giving someone the gift of knowledge, but you're giving and you're getting. So when you exchange gifts, it's not like you're just giving someone something or they're giving something to you. You're both giving and getting. And then here with this Isaiah card, it says, it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. So yes, with all these changes you guys have going on with these major arcana cards under here, you're going to be supported by your guides and angels. They're going to be right next to you, holding your hand, walking next to you, and making sure you're okay. So just ask for that help. I mean, they're with you anyway, but ask for their help, and they can do more for you than they can just standing by watching. So it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. And you guys have a lot of Archangel Michael going on. So I don't know if you guys know who your spirit guides are, but I have a feeling for some of you, many of you, that Archangel Michael is a very dominant spirit guide for you guys. And he will be really working with you and next to you this month. So whatever unhealthy situation or dynamics that you've got going on in your life, this transformation is here to help you transmute that into something that is going to be beneficial for you. So if you're in a toxic relationship or at a toxic work environment, in a job that is just draining you of your life force, it's time to leave those unhealthy situations. Something as simple as if you're a parent and your child has been back-talking you, it may be time not to leave your child, but for you to sit down with that child and say, hey, when you say those things, that is not helping anybody. Just explain to them how it makes you feel and maybe better ways to deal with their own emotions if they're acting out. And that could be with a significant other, a parent. I mean, you can have that kind of conversation with just about anybody if it's going to be something to help you transform this relationship into something that's healthy instead of unhealthy. And then I think as our last card here, to have fun. I mean, that is something a lot of us forget to do. We either do too much of it or not enough of it, and there's just never usually the best balance with that. So I think you guys, with all this transformation, all this seriousness going on, make sure you're allowing yourself time to have fun, because you guys deserve it. When you can have fun, it's like you're refilling your well, and you can refill that cup so you can pour that cup and that energy into other people and help everybody thrive. So yeah, you guys, this looks like really important and transformative stuff going on. It may not always feel comfortable for you guys this month, but you guys are doing, especially if you do that shadow work on your ego and not let that ego take control, but if you take control of the situation from your soul's point of view, use your intuition and do that shadow work, and allow the areas in your life that are toxic or unhealthy to evolve into something that is beneficial to you. You guys are going to be on top of the world come December, and even into March of next year is kind of what I was seeing. So absolutely beautiful energy. Not the easiest energy, but very beautiful energy for your highest benefit and your highest good. So you guys have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back in the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3. Let's see what you guys can expect for the month of November 2019. And as always, for my monthly pick of cards, we're going to go ahead and start with our tarot cards. Okay, so your overall energy of this month is the 4 of water, or that 4 of cups. So you may have felt this discontentment or boredom, and you may continue to feel that this month because you feel like you're missing out, kind of that FOMO, your fear of missing out. And because you are feeling so in your feelings about things, you're missing opportunities that you would see if you were in a different mind space or a different head space. And water is all about emotions. So this might be a time where you're transforming, kind of like what group number 2 was going through. If you can get a hold of that ego or transform that shadow self or do some shadow work this month, you'll be all the better for it. Because there are some possibilities coming to you, opportunities coming to you, but I think if you're not in the right headspace, you may miss them. So try to keep positive, and I know that's way easier said than done at times, especially if you're going through a hard time in life. Sorry about that, my memory card was full. I had to delete a couple of videos. I think I was saying, just try to keep positive and don't allow that ego to take root and sabotage all the hard work that you've done. Okay, so this is the energy coming in from October, September, and even from as early as the summer. And you have the Lovers card. So I think some of this discontentment or boredom may have to do with your relationships, whether that's a significant other, a parent, a child, friends, whatever. There just may have been some stagnation or just boredom is mostly what I'm picking up. And coming into this month, you just want to try to find ways, do things that are fun or exciting. I just feel like you guys are exhausted. Like things just have felt so hard, like you're trying to struggle up a current instead of flow with it. And it's just made you so tired in relationships, in your job, in your projects, and you just almost feel like you're really not getting anywhere. And I think that it has been a major theme for a lot of people because of the way the transits have been going. Saturn K2 conjunction and just all of that going on has just really made a lot of people feel stuck. And you guys, I feel like you're coming out of it, but it's going to take some time and some reacquainting to the energy to get you guys into full-on action mode. So for the present, we have Ace of Air, or that Ace of Swords. So you have these really beautiful new ideas and inspirations coming in, but I don't feel like you guys are taking the initiative to make them a reality. But at the very least, I'd say you guys should probably try to write these ideas down, because if the time isn't right to make these things happen yet, it will be either in December or coming into the new year. You guys will have that time where things are picking up and it will be time to start implementing these changes or these new ideas into your life. And a lot of times when you do get that Ace of Air, it can be a challenging beginning. It's not that Ace of Wands or Ace of Fire where you're just charging in and ready to take action. A lot of times with that Ace of Air, it's hard to get started. It's like you have almost a series of start, stop before things really start moving. And that may, I think for some of you, have to do with information coming in that you didn't know the truth behind the situation. So you're seeing the truth of a situation and then you can move forward. So it's like you're not operating with all the information you need yet. You need to get more information. Just for example, since I'm writing a book, if you're writing a book, maybe you haven't done sufficient research yet. That doesn't mean you can't start writing your ideas down and getting kind of an outline going, but when it's time to really dive in, you need to do that research so you know that you're saying the right thing and not misrepresenting something. And you can take that and apply it to whatever situation you're in. So make sure before you dive in and try to get all these things accomplished that you're doing the proper research, or at the very least, again, writing your ideas down so they don't fly off and leave you altogether. So in the future, we have the Seven of Water. So there is, it's funny because I keep, oh my goodness, the need to research is written right here. Oh my goodness, the need to research. So you, again, with this Ace of Air, this is future conditions kind of going into January even. There's a complex decision that you're trying to make, or again, going back to the book example, maybe you're trying to write a book, but you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle to make this book feel like you completely researched it. So whatever this is for you, you don't have all the information yet, and you need to do more research to get that correct information before you can really make this thing happen. But that's not to say don't take action at all. I think some of you are prone to procrastinating as a default. So the more you can stay out of that procrastination, maybe you haven't done the research quite yet, but you can start. You can start getting that research and accumulating that information that you're going to need for whatever this thing is that's going on. But I think it has to do with a pretty intense decision that you have to make. And it's not an easy, oh, let's do X or Y. No, it's not going to be a simple decision. Do you want apple pie or pumpkin pie? It's not going to be like a quick cut and dry decision. It's going to be something you really need to do that research and figure out what it is that you want. So because these are two water cards, you may want to be really relying on your emotions and your intuition to help you make the best decision for you. So your best path to follow. You have the Queen of Fire. So yes, you guys will be able to start moving forward, even if just it's a little bit this month. You're not going to be charging gung-ho through like I think it was group number 1 with all that fire energy. No, you guys are going to slowly build that momentum. And sometimes that's good because you really can get a feel for what's going on and what needs to happen before you just dive in feet first and before you know it, you're underwater. It feels like this is a very steady and successful moving forward for you guys. So I think for some of you, this has to do with a creative project. And then again, for others of you, this is relationships in your life. So it's time to make sure you're not underestimating yourself. I think that kind of goes back to that feeling of boredom, or like life is just not that meaningful, or you just felt lost or stagnant or blah about life. But your best path to follow is to tap into that confident, intelligent, graceful part of yourself that is knowing who they are and what they're here to accomplish, and is just very confident in that knowing. Because I feel like you guys are going to have to be pretty independent with this research you have to do, and independent, especially if this is a creative project. I feel like you're going it alone while you're researching or trying to figure out how to make this thing happen in your life. And I say this a lot, but I see it for a lot of you guys are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs. So I think this has to do with starting a business or growing a business. If you already have this business established, you're looking for ways to grow this business. And again, it's just going to be kind of slow and steady, especially to start out with. So in your environment, we have the Five of Earth, and this is that Five of Pentacles, that kind of poverty feeling card, or just fears about money. And this is also a card for me about knowing when to accept help from other people, because I think you guys have a lot of people in your life who are willing to help you. It's just you guys aren't willing to accept help because you feel, oh, I should be able to do this all by myself. And that kind of goes back with that Queen of Fire. You feel like, oh, I need to do all these things by myself. But can you maybe delegate some of these actions to other people to allow you more time to focus on what it is you want to do? And then this is also a card about like uncertain self-employment. So maybe you are really debating, should I even start my own business, or should I just stay where I'm at and do what I'm doing? So again, that might have part to do with that decision that you need to be making this month, that complex decision that really needs that research. It may have to do with, self-employment, and maybe you feeling like maybe it's not the right time yet. And I think for a lot of you, maybe it isn't the right time yet to really dive into these hopes and dreams. I'm not saying just put them on the back burner at all. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying do more research and really get your ideas down on paper and try to really tap into that intuition and figure out what direction you want to go and what's best for you. Because a lot of times, especially where our business is concerned, we use that keeping up with the Joneses aspect to really measure our success or what success looks like to other people, because success looks different to each of us. So we need to really take inventory of what success means to us. What does living your best life look like to you? Not to your neighbor or your cousin or whoever. What does living your best life look like to you? Because that is the gauge you need to be figuring out, and that will be the North Star that you need to follow. And then in your hopes and your fears, we have the Emperor card. So this is that fatherly energy. And this is a good card for you guys to get in this position, because it's all about organization and logic and structuring things and being very disciplined and being, independent and that leader. So this is going to help you guys systematically figure out the steps you need to take to get where you want to be. And that will help with your research. So you guys are going to be getting organized and feeling very practical and logical. But I think at the same time, you're still tapping into that intuition with these water cards here. You're going to be tapping into that intuition to help you make those logical decisions that need to be made. But people are going to be looking up to you. And I think I said this for group number 2, but I think there were hints of it in group number 1 as well. But you're going to be looked up to. People are going to really start looking up to you and taking your ideas as something really valuable. So be sure, I'm almost getting like this warning, like don't go spouting all your ideas all over the place, because someone might steal your idea. And I don't think that's for everybody, but I think for a very specific one of you, before you go and tell someone your idea, make sure you have it well developed enough that you can take off and run with it before you tell everyone what's going on about it. Okay, so then outcome, we have the 8 of Water. So yes, you guys, this is so funny, because if this is the overall energy of the month, just that boredom and discontentment, this is that desire to move forward, to move on from that boredom and the search for something more meaningful in life. So a lot of you, that's going to have to do with searching that emotional self and that spiritual self to be able to grow. Because when you do all these things on the mundane or the 3D, you're grinding and you're hustling and you're trying to get all these things done, if you're not doing it from this sense of purpose or this sense of passion, you almost feel, especially even when you reach your finish line, you're just going to feel like it wasn't even worth it, or it just has no meaning to you. But it's a good card to get here because you're feeling like, yeah, it's time to move on from anything that's not serving me. And just that feeling of boredom, you're going to want to move on from that. And you're searching out something more meaningful. And that might have to do with some of your research. You're going to find that meaningful thing, that sense of purpose that you've been lacking maybe for a while now. You're going to be rediscovering that. Even if you have to create it for yourself, you're going to be discovering it. And it's going to be really good to find that and run into December and January and February with that energy. And again, just make sure you're not moving too fast, because the energy is really not right to support you moving so fast yet, but you are gonna, like I keep hearing, slow and steady, slow and steady. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the oracle cards. Okay, we have blessed change. We have time for a nap. The Desiree card. Ask Archangel Michael to help with this situation, and take a breather. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the first things that really stand out to me are time for a nap and take a breather. I mean, it's the exact same card. So this is really saying you guys maybe have been trying so hard to make things happen that you aren't allowing yourself enough time to rest. And yes, get that rest, you guys. You deserve it and you need it, because it's going to help fuel any decision you need to make or any action you need to take. And then with the blessed change card, I could feel it throughout this reading. I could feel those changes. And there is a major life change that brings great blessings to you guys this month and into next year. So just keep doing the work without charging full force, but just take the steps you need to move forward little by little. And that blessed change will come in time. But it's going to happen this month for a lot of you, that blessed change. Then we have the Desiree card. It says here, no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you. So that's just what we were saying about this Seven of Water, that decision that needs to be made, but you need to do more research where this thing is concerned. So if you're planning on pushing forward and doing all these things, it's not going to work to your favor quite yet, because the time isn't right. You don't have that divine timing behind you quite yet. Not to say it won't ever be that way, because I feel like coming into the new year, you guys are going to start feeling this shift or this turn where this thing's concerned, to where things are really looking up, and that's when it's going to be the time to just full force. You're done the research, you know what decisions need to be made, you know what steps need to be taken, and into the new year, that's when you're going to be taking those steps. So then you have ask Archangel Michael to help you with this situation. So I think, again, I said it, I want to say group number 2, but I think for a lot of you guys, either you chose groups number 2 and 3, or you're just somebody who works with Archangel Michael. Whether you know it or not, he may be one of your dominant guides. But this is going to be with that change you need to make and the research and the moving forward, all of that. You just want to ask your angels for help, because they can't just step in and do all these things for you unless you ask for their help. So this would be a great time to ask for help. Make sure you're getting the rest you need, because it's not the time to really dive into this and push it forward and try to struggle up the current. You want to wait till that current changes and shifts to where you're at, and then you can just flow with the current, and everything will happen so much faster if you can allow yourself to get into that flow. So yeah, you guys, this looks like some transformational, maybe slightly frustrating energy for you guys, but it's very transformational, and it is setting you up for some really beautiful long-term future goals that are going to be accomplished in the new year. Don't beat yourselves up if you're not moving as fast as you'd like, or life doesn't have as much meaning, or you're just bored with things and you just have no purpose. That's going to change. Things are looking up for you guys, and you just need to keep holding on, just keep moving in the direction you think you need to be going, and then things are going to start happening for you guys. So yeah, I think that's all I'm getting for you guys. You'll have to let me know below what you thought. That was pretty intense, but pretty transformational energy going on for all the groups this month, I think. So you'll have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye.